So I've currently launched my product on Amazon and I have the results here tracking on my Amazon dashboard. So as you can see here, so far for the day, 21 sales, about $2,800. And for the week, you can see about 18,000. If we look at it for the last 30 days, well, we got 25K. And I launched about a week and a half ago. So I'm actually about to sell out of product already. A week and a half ago, 25K. So if I had enough product, I could have definitely been doing 50, 75,000 for this month for sure on this first launch. My name is George Gramanopoulos. Currently, I am a multi-concept owner where right now I do run my own businesses and part owner and a few other ones. And I joined the Shifu program about 6 months ago now. I started it in May and I came across Justin's Instagram page a couple of times and it was something that intrigued me and piqued my interest. And after a couple more posts that he had done, a couple more stories, following it a little more closely, I decided to message him and continue my journey with him that way. And I haven't looked back since. For me, running my own business or starting my own business is something that I've always had in my own mind and I'm currently doing even before the Shifu program. But this program really just helped to excel me and elevate me to new levels that I didn't know I could get to, new levels of confidence in myself, abilities, and skills in myself that my 9 years of post-secondary university schooling never prepared me for, taught me for. I always knew for myself that I always wanted to work for myself and not work for someone else. My motivation for wanting to start my own business and to be my own boss in a way was that I always wanted to be the narrative of my own story, be the narrator of my own story. For that meant to have the control over my life as well. I wanted to be in control of when I wanted to work and not wanted to work, when I decided to choose to spend time with my family and not spend time with my family. And just because you are starting your own business or running your own business doesn't mean that you work less, especially in the beginning when you're just getting it off the ground. You definitely work a lot more. And sometimes that 9 to 5 lifestyle, you start looking at it and you're like, man, maybe that would be easier. But then you think about the trap you'd be in and the lack of freedom you would have. And it's not something that I would ever want. But that's really where my motivation is for wanting to start and have my own businesses. Why Amazon for me, as opposed to other opportunities that are out there in the world? Well, I've always been intrigued with the Amazon world, obviously as a customer myself, but also the ability to possibly make money off of it. I never really knew where to start. Read some things, tried to understand it myself, but could never get into it. And I tried other ways to make money that just really never worked out for me. So I really felt like I had an ability to really grasp the understanding of the Amazon way. And that's why I really want to take the plunge, but I just know where to begin. And this program kind of came across me and it looked like the right investment for me to take. What has held me back really from, I guess I would say, starting something like this with Amazon on my own was, I guess you would say, the fear of really taking that plunge, that fear of really jumping in. I would always dip my toe into the pool, so to speak, and would test the waters a little bit, but never really fully commit. And this was my first time saying, you know what? I need to fully commit. If I really want that life I'm talking about, and I really want that freedom that I've been tracing and dreaming for myself and my family, I need to fully commit and take that plunge. And that's what was holding me back was I think that fear of taking that plunge, because with that comes increased risks, increased stresses, not only myself and my family, but we all want that freedom. We all want that life and we're aligned with it. So I was finally ready to take that plunge. To find my first product that I'm currently selling right now on Amazon took me about, I would say, a month, maybe a little longer. I actually had a couple of winning products within that time as well. And I had another product that I initially went with, but it didn't work out for me. And this was a secondary product of mine that I have currently launched with Amazon. But it took me about a month and a half to really be comfortable with my selections I had and to really understand what I was looking at in my research. The amount of time I spend investing into this project per week, I would say I probably put a good 20 hours into it, and I've been doing that pretty consistently. And that was more so because it was exciting to me and And every time I would get into it, I would just get lost in the research, lost in my work, and it was a good thing to be in that state of mind, into that flow state that I would get into. There were some points where I was putting more than 20 hours a week into this, but that was me. That was my choice that I wanted to put into it. You don't necessarily have to, or you can get away definitely without putting that much time into it. But for me, it was more something that I wanted to really pour in the time and invest myself into this fully. So I've currently launched my product on Amazon, and I have the results here tracking on my Amazon dashboard. So as you can see here, so far for the day, 21 sales, about $2,800, and for the week you can see about 18,000. And if we look at it for the last 30 days, well, we got 25K. And I launched about a week and a half ago, so I'm actually about to sell out of product already. A week and a half ago, 25K. So if I had enough product for this initial launch, which has done way better than I ever imagined or dreamed possible, I could have definitely been doing 50, 75,000 for this month for sure on this first launch. So it's been an incredibly successful launch. It makes me definitely more excited for my next relaunch when I have more inventory in, because I know that I definitely have the product that the market wants. I have a great offer, great bundling with it. But yeah, there's definitely success that you can have in this program. To make money while Amazon handles all the legwork is definitely great. I think I can vouch for this myself more personally than maybe others. So I have a couple of restaurants that I own myself, and I've personally worked all those restaurants. And I've had to put in the hours myself, the hard labor into those stores. And those stores do about the same amount, sometimes per day, that I'm making right now, currently on Amazon per day. It's incredible seeing that, where I'm sitting at home right now making that same money, just handling, the only person is myself, instead of having to handle stores of 25 to 50 employees, handling all of the different scheduling, the labor that's needed, all the ins and outs of those sort of things, and making the same amount of money and a better return at the end of the day. So it's pretty incredible, that type of feeling. My budget for my first batch of inventory, I had a higher budget just because I was okay with taking more risk and had a higher risk tolerance, and I went for a product with a higher price tier as well. So my budget for my first batch of inventory was around 12 to 15,000, give or take. I don't know the exact number right now with all the numbers together, but I was right around that range of 12 to 15,000. How I knew about the Shifu mentorship program is what I had said earlier, was through Instagram. I never knew about it before. I learned about it by following different individuals on Instagram and different pages, and through that algorithm landed me in my searches on Justin's page. And I saw other mentors as well with Amazon, and other things popping up on my feeds. I did some research into some of those people, and I don't know, they never really excited me. Some of the programs were strange, where you would have to pay for it and you didn't really get any coaching or classes, just a bunch of videos I had to watch, and that didn't really interest me. And I feel like I needed someone to really help walk me through something. And some of the other programs, I even had some sit-ins and I talked to some people before making decisions, and it just didn't seem interesting to me. This program was important to me, or was definitely better than the other ones that I saw, because of that ability to have that community and that mentor aspect that this one had over all the other ones. And I think it's important to have that mentor, because there's someone there that has figured this out. There's someone there that has gone through this before and failed at it multiple times, to now help coach you and guide you so you don't have to walk through that same path. And that's really what I was looking for. Like I said before, I knew I wanted to dive into this Amazon world, and at one point I was really willing to just start trying it myself and take the 10 years it would probably take to fail multiple times to finally figure it out, or find something like this to help fast track that whole process without having to go through all that pain. And that is why it's important to have a mentor, because they can really help you fast track your success in your life. What I found valuable about this program with Justin Hahn and Shifu Charlie's mentorship was really the content that they gave you outside of just Amazon stuff. Really the life lessons, the Mindset Monday classes, the different books that we had to read, the different videos we had to watch that really helped put you in the right frame of mind to be able to conquer something like this within a 6-month period, because it is challenging and difficult, and you need to really prepare your mind, just like you'd prepare your body if you had to go run a marathon. You have to prepare your mind in that same way for this type of challenge. I thought I was a pretty disciplined, regimented person until I really got into this program and realized I had a lot of room for improvement, a lot of room for improvement in my personal life in terms of how more efficient I could work. This program's really helped me with that in terms of how much more disciplined I can be just in my day-to-day regimes. Never thought I even think about doing meditation, and this program opened my mind on that and really has improved my life overall because of that. So that's what I really found valuable about this program, beyond the immense tools that I've been taught with this with the Amazon knowledge I've gained. Some new habits I have implemented since joining this program are sort of daily blocks of time that I have set in now. I never used to do that, where I'd have certain blocks in my day set aside for something, and once that time was done, it was done. I shut off whatever I was doing. I'm on to the next task. So for example, it's like 5 a.m. to 5:30. I set that time aside for waking up, getting ready, and meditating for the day, and I stop at 5:30 no matter what. And then my workout is now 5:30 to 6:20, and if I'm still not done my workout, but at 6:20, I'm done. I'm on to the next task, and I've set my days in these blocks that have really helped me, I would say, get a lot more work done and become a lot more efficient in everything that I've done. So that's something I've really taken from this. Some of those meaningful memories that I've taken from Justin Han and Shifu Chong in this whole journey was really just I think the amount of care that they all had for us in this program. And not just care because we were in this program, but really genuine care. They really did care about how we were going through this program. They would even reach out individually to some of us if they noticed maybe we were struggling on something or they hadn't heard from us in a while. And you could tell it came from a place of being genuine. It wasn't something that they felt like they were forced or had to do, but it was something that they did because they really did want you to succeed, and they really did care about your personal growth in this program. And that's the thing I think I really took from this as well, and a meaningful memory I had that impressed me about all three of them and this whole program was it wasn't just business. It wasn't just transactional where I have invested in this program, so they're going to now give me this knowledge back and it's strictly transactional. It was definitely relational building. And that as I think an aspect of it that made it much more successful. The process of me launching my product with all of the Shifu's help definitely has been great. I had a lot of questions along the way, even made some of my own mistakes and should have asked more questions. That's a lesson I did learn in this program. Keep asking more questions, even if you think you know it. Ask a question anyway, and don't be afraid to reach out. Another lesson I learned. But the process for them helping me launch was definitely fantastic. All the way from the product research phases to the sourcing phases to getting your product to Amazon to dealing with issues with Amazon, which will happen, to launching your product with proper PPC was all stepped out, was all helped out whenever you needed it from each of the mentors. And they really helped you to launch your business successfully, especially if you put in the work and the time. If I was to tell someone who wants to start their business journey, but might be afraid of it, the failures, the unknowns, or sort of the guidance of their journey, I can tell you right now that I was you. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of those failures and the unknowns, especially someone like me, as a family man. I have children that I have to think about. My wife I have to think about that I personally support. So doing something like this, I was terrified of, because if it fails, I have not just myself I'm failing. It's not just me by myself. I'm failing my whole family. That's something that's terrifying. But you really need to ask yourself, are you okay with the place you're in right now? And are you okay with continuing like this for probably foreseeable future in your life? Or are you ready to make that change? And do you want a better life for yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? And if that's what you're saying to yourself, I want a better life in the next 3 to 5 years, then you have to put those things aside and take the plunge into this journey, especially with these mentors that you're going to have with this program. They're going to be there for you every step of the way. They're going to help make that investment much better for yourself. That fear of failure is going to diminish a lot more. You're still going to be challenged throughout this journey, and you're going to have those emotions come up. But the way this journey and program is structured is going to help you really break down those walls in yourself. And just to wrap it up, I just want to say one more time, thank you to the Amazon Shifu family. I'm immensely grateful for everything that you have done for me this far, for the knowledge I've gained from this, from the life lessons I have gained from this, and new habits I have implemented in my life. I can't thank you guys enough for this journey I've been on so far, and I'm very excited to see what the future is going to hold for myself as well. So again, thank you guys. Love you all. Be blessed.